Welcome to Shad Life. Well, I have the Santa Cruz Vala with me, and I am going to ride Theodore Worth. One thing I want to test out, believe it or not, I'm pretty sure nobody's tested this theory out on YouTube before, but when I bought the Santa Cruz Vala from Gene over at One on One Bike in Minneapolis, I told him, yeah, I'm really only going to use this bike for like Bentonville, Cuyuna, maybe going up to Duluth, things like that. But what's interesting is his response to that was, well, you can ride more if you have an e-bike in your stable. And I never thought about that, but his thing is you can ride more on your recovery days. So like you really shouldn't go out every single day and push yourself super hard on a bike. You should take a day off, give yourself a recovery day, things like that. So today is my recovery day, and what's happening is tomorrow is the Meesville 56, which is a big 56-mile gravel ride. And yesterday I did a 33-mile ride, kind of pushing it harder just to kind of prepare for the Meesville 56. And today I should be resting, but I don't want to rest. I want to ride a bike because it's so nice out. So I decided I'm going to take the Vala out to Theodore Worth, and I'm going to just ride it casually. I'm not going to push it hard or anything like that. And we'll see how it goes. Was Gino right? Can I pull this off and ride on a recovery day, and then tomorrow still feel strong enough and good enough to do the Meesville 56? Well, kind of a bad thing to test this in real life, but I'm going to do it because I want to ride today. So let's get on the trail. I did make one change on this bike. I changed out tires. So this is a Specialized Grid T7, so it's a trail rated tire. It's a 29 by 2.6, so a little bit wider diameter, much lighter weight. I don't need the really crazy heavy duty tires this bike came with. And then on here, the classic Minion DHR2, also 27.5 by 2.6. I went 2.6 front and rear. It was 2.5, but these tires shave a pound off of this bike, and that's a pound of rotational mass, so that's awesome. And of course, a really important sticker, a constant reminder that I definitely need. Good old dump loop. I haven't ridden this bike in the North Loop yet. I'm running in tour mode right now, and it's plenty of assist for this trail. Make sure I don't hit that tree. I went over that so slow. That was funny. So it's interesting because I am riding really casually, and it's kind of nice because when I get to the climbs, I just downshift and just casually go up the climb. So it's actually kind of nice to be able to just get out on the trail and not really try to go fast, just going to ride. So here's the rock garden climb. I'm gonna bump it up into EMTB and just do this thing. Oh god, that is like super silly. It's so easy. So I went back and did a second run just to get the other angle, and it's so crazy how little effort I had to put in on that second run. I went way slower at it and just casually pedaled up it and got up here, and I even slid around a little bit at the top, but it just went right up. So that's wild. I'm getting out of the way for another rider. So what I think on that rock climb is that these tires are better on rocks because they actually have more surface area, less rolling resistance, and that makes a difference when you're on rocks. The tires that came on this bike are more for like loam and really loose stuff, and this is more or less hard pack and really tacky hard pack right now, but and it's those rocks, like, even though I went pretty slow that second run, it was like, I don't know, like the back tire just hooked up and went up it, even though it slid around a little bit. And I've done that rock garden on other tires, and if your back tire starts to slip like that, usually you're done for. So yeah, I'm liking the fact that I switched the tires on this bike, and I'm in tour mode now. I was in EMTB on the climb, but it is very smooth. Just a casual pace. Ooh, that was, my front tire slid a little bit there. So a couple other things I want to change on this bike are the dropper post. It's super short. I don't know why they equipped this with such a short. I think it's only like 100 millimeters, and I want at least 150. And I'm probably going to change out the fork. Honestly, this is a trail bike. Why I need a Fox 38 on here is beyond me. But I'm probably gonna put my Lyric Ultimate on here. That's plenty of fork for this bike. 160 millimeters still, has more adjustability. That'll be the ticket. It'll also save some more weight. I'm all about saving weight because I understand that it's an e-bike, but I still have to like maneuver the bike around, and I'd like less weight to maneuver around. So if you've never ridden the North Loop here at Theodore, one of the things I really like about it is that you're constantly turning, like you're just swooping through all these turns the whole time. There's very few like straight sections of trail. It just makes it more fun. And one of the things is that what we used to say about this trail was your speed determines your skill. So the faster you go on this trail, the more skill you need to have to handle the tight, turny, twisty single track. And there's some truth to that. Oh my god, it's like, there's too much power in this bike, and I gotta remember that I can back off a little bit. Whoop. And there go the Maven brakes throwing me off because they grabbed so much, so well. So here's a steeper, climbier section of the trail, and I can just be super casual and just go right up it. So funny. So here's a steeper, climbier section of the trail, and I can just be super casual. Oh, these, I want to feather these brakes, but man, they're too grabby. I do not like the Mamons. I really don't. These brakes are probably going to get swapped out for some TRP Evo DHRs. There's like kind of this technical part right here. Gosh. What? That wasn't technical. So, the truth is, I am able to just do casual riding and still go out and have a lot of fun and hit all the little downhill spots and jumps and hits. Pretty cool. So on a day where I would normally rest because I have a big event tomorrow, I'm able to just come out here, climb all these hills, just relax, super casual, not be in a hurry. The bike just gives me enough assistance where I don't have to put in hardly any effort to get up the hills, and then I can shred the little jump lines and downhill sections when I want to. So that's cool. Definitely something to be said about what Gino's comment was about being able to ride an e-bike on your off days. And also, if you're really just out to want to shred and you're not really out for like hardcore exercise, this provides that too. It will get you to the hardcore shredding spots without putting in a ton of effort. And sometimes I like that, because when I get to those hardcore shredding spots, I want all the energy I can have so I can just rip through. But if I'm working hard to get there, then by the time I'm there, I'm tired and I'm like, oh, gotta rest at the top or do something like that just to recover some, so I can have all the energy I need for the downhill, more challenging bits. The lifts are wearing out on those. Kind of need to rebuild those back up. Okay, so back at my truck. Yeah, so I dropped the bar at 7.5 miles, so that's a full bar. 7 times 5 is 35, and then another 2.5, so 37.5 miles of range would be what I would get running in tour mode. So that's pretty impressive, and that's a lot more mileage than I think I'll ever go on this bike, and that's without the range extender. That's with the 600 watt hour battery. So probably what I would realistically do is I would on a true regular ride, like when I go to Bentonville or whatever, I would probably switch around quite a bit. When we're on longer, flatter sections, or maybe going downhill or whatever, I'd run in tour. But then when we get to the more challenging stuff, which there definitely is, especially like the back 40 of Bella Vista, which is where this bike would shine, I would probably pop it into EMTB, and I would do mixed. So that would probably get me, upper 20s, around 30 miles of range, kind of mixing it between these two settings. That's a more realistic way that range would work in this scenario versus just running in one mode the whole time, right? Which, when I did the range test, was EMTB. So there's that. So I think it's going to have plenty of range for people. And I did get the range extender, 250 watt hours more, so that would make this 850 total. Adds a weight, but like if I'm going to do a more epic ride, I'd pop the range extender on there. And I'm going to be reducing the overall weight of this bike anyway, so I don't think having the range extender will be that big of a deal. Appreciate your support for my channel. Please like and subscribe. Peace.